All right. What is up, guys, and welcome back to another show hosted by me, Pocahontas, and...
What's up, guys? It's CFN from the CFN Nation.
So, thank you guys for coming back to our show again. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, you might notice that we are in our, I guess you could say, Halloween costume.
Exactly. I'm cosplaying as Garrus from Mass Effect. I'm about to do them calibrations, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Anyway.
And I'm just, you know, a cute little witch still, because I don't know. It's cute. My friend actually made this avatar for me. So.
Awesome.
Yep. So in tonight's show, we will be going over a lot, but you're probably wondering, it's not October quite yet, but because this show does fall in at the ending of September, we are starting Horror Month this show, and it will go all the way until the end of October. So we have lots of great things to come. We'll be doing a lot of fun things on this show. So be tuned in for when we go live.
It's about to get scary.
We're going to talk about what we each... It's about to get scary. It's going to get spooky because it's Spooktober.
Yes.
Horror Month.
Horror Month.
So in this show, we are going to talk about, you know, what we have planned for our channels, what we're going to do, different topics.
Yeah. So quick thing, I want to say, sup Delilah, welcome to the stream. Thank you for sorry for the wait, but we always have to have 5 minutes before the start of the show. So thank you for coming. And yes, Horror Month is happening on both our channels. Myself as well, we'll be starting Horror Month tomorrow. And make sure you guys, you know, we're streaming both on my channel and Polka's Twitch channel, which both those links are in the description down below, and both of our Discords are both in the description. So check us out. Check her stuff out. She just became Twitch affiliate today. That's awesome.
Yes.
Thanks to you guys.
I did. I'm super excited. Yes, thanks to you guys. I have to thank my viewers, my fans, and most of all, my friends who have helped me get there. I really could not have done it. They've pushed me. They've, you know, given me tips and suggestions and helped me set up my stream. We're still going through a few technical issues, but due time, hopefully, we'll get it sorted out.
Due time. And I'm getting close to getting to 2K subs. We are about, I think, 10 away. 10 subscribers left. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and all that you've done. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes. By the way, if you are in my stream on Twitch, if you have not yet, go over to YouTube and check out CFN Nation. He has some great content. Like, go subscribe to him and support him. Just like you support me, it would be very much appreciated.
Yeah.
So it's CFN_Nation, right?
Well, my channel is actually CFN Space TV. Just say CFN Space TV.
CFN Space TV, okay.
Yeah. CFN Nation is my Discord name, which is also in the link in the description box.
Yes, anyway. I have links to all my socials in my bio as well. Go follow them, become part of the community. So, without further ado, let's hop into some Horror Month talk.
So, for me, I'm gonna start. So, with me for Horror Month, we're gonna be mostly my channel's based on reaction videos. A lot of it, my content is. So, we'll be doing a lot of, you know, reacting to horror videos, horror stories, creepypastas, reacting to horror game compilations. Markiplier is one who does a lot of horror compilations, so I'll be doing a lot of those. I believe last year's what he did for Halloween was he did Who Killed Markiplier for Halloween. I reacted to that, and those were big on my channel. So make sure you guys check that out on my channel. And I'll be doing some of those. Make sure you guys request for my channel. You guys request any horror videos you want me to react to. Just make sure you send in the comments or post on my Discord. If you guys have joined my Discord, just send me that. And my email, like, you know, my comments, my business email, and my Twitter. They're both all in my description box. And for streaming, we're going to be doing the games that I will be streaming will be Outlast 2, Dead by Daylight, featuring Chibis from Twitch, and let's see, and Killing Floor 2. Those are some games I'll be streaming. But again, if you have any requests for me to play horror games, link, just comment down below. And for the end of Horror Month, we are doing a special horror short called The Return of the Plague Doctor. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Plague Doctor is coming back. I enjoyed doing it on last year with my friend Mr. Stano. We did that and it was really cool, but he is coming back this month. And he means business. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah.
Wait, can you explain what is that exactly? Because
okay, so I'll explain about the Plague Doctor for you. So, the Plague Doctor, well, in history, the Plague Doctor was legitimate doctors who were helping to fight the Black Death, which was a horrible disease that almost killed the third of the population during that time, in Europe. And they had these plague doctors who came in and tried to, find a cure for this plague. And they looked like they had long black robes, they had a big hat, kind of like yours, but black. And she had a big mask.
Didn't they wear like the mask that looked like a bird beak? Yeah.
Yes, that's what they were. They usually were there to cure people, but some of them believed that they were actually there to continue the plague, like cause the plague. But it was still in debate, and because of how intimidating they were, they created into a horror story, into a creepypasta of this plague doctor. And they actually, if you ever played SCP Containment Breach, which is a horror game. If Markiplier played a lot, it's amazing. One of the SCPs was the Plague Doctor, and how he believes that there is a disease and he was the cure and he was one of the enemies. So I was very interested in learning more about the Plague Doctor, and I did it last year, and we're definitely gonna go and do that again this year. So.
It sounds very interesting.
Yeah. Like, see, if you guys want to know more about the Plague Doctor, you guys can, you guys can just look up some videos. I'll post some links on my Discord for some Plague Doctor creepypasta and some general ideas on what he does.
Sounds interesting. I know specifically for my channel, I don't have too much planned. I do have limited resources. But you guys, if you have any suggestions, let me know what you would like to see me do, and if I can do it, I will. Some of the topics we will be covering on our show later this month. Think one show will be covering movies, past and present, so let us know what kind of movies you want to hear us talk about. Then after that, we will be talking about horror games, so like new release games, maybe some of our favorite games, any stories we have related to them. So leave suggestions for games you want to hear us talk about as well. And if you have any kind of spooky stories you want to share and you want us to share on the stream, send that to us as well, and you might just get picked for your story to get told.
Yep.
That would fit in very well with the Creepypasta show. We'll be taking a show to talk about creepypasta and like a few other like miscellaneous like things. And then the 27th, mark that day, especially on your calendar. We'll be doing something special that will be our Halloween special.
Yes.
We're still planning what we're going to do, but it's going to be great. You don't want to miss it. Of course, I don't think they're going to want to miss any of our shows, honestly.
Exactly.
You know?
Z, just quick thing. Z, yes, we are going to do the questions. I do have it on my Discord. Thank you guys for sending me that. Sorry for last minute but I need to know. So, but yeah,
we will be doing Q&A at 10:45. So.
Yep. Yeah, Horror Month's going to be pretty great. Like I said, for some of the stuff we'll react to, like some horror stories, horror videos. Some of the creepypastas that I'm probably going to react to is one of the Mr. Nightmare. He does a lot of compilation type of stories. I do like Mr. Creepypasta. He's really good at some of his stories.
Oh yeah.
And Creeps McPasta is another one I reacted to. I listened to. I might react to some of that. I believe, what's his name? Creeps McPasta. I already said that. Creepypasta Junior is another one. I think he did the Plague Doctor Creepypasta. He did one of those. And Clancy Pasta. He's a small one, but he's pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk about creepypasta. And actually, like every time we talk about it, I just want to go and listen to some creepypasta like right away.
Exactly, because you just have that. Because it's just how they, and you have to get the right person to actually read it out loud. Yeah. You got to get the right person. That's why Mr. Creepypasta is really good because he really gets into it when he does it. And I think one of the creepiest ones I listened to, I never finished it, but I know it probably ended badly, was I think it was an experiment creepypasta where the guy was working for this agency who was trying out torture methods on like criminals, like very very like murderers. Like who are set to the death penalty, but instead they were doing this experiment, and how he did it made it so much really uncomfortable, especially the torture part. Like you felt it, like you really felt it. I'm not gonna go into detail. You guys can watch it, but it's he does a really really good job with that. And I think another one was this was a series one. It was called what was it? Finding Vanessa, I believe, is one. Yeah. Finding Vanessa, that one's like he changes the personality of him changes when he does that, so it's really good. So.
Interesting. Definitely interesting. But yeah. I know when I'm not listening, I haven't listened to or read any creepypasta in a while, but I know when I'm not doing that or anything else or streaming, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and the majority of what I watch is like paranormal YouTube videos.
Yep.
One of my favorite YouTubers, he's actually a YouTuber from Florida, and he did a lot of paranormal stuff, and his stuff was actually like legit, genuine, like it was great.
Yeah.
And I think I might have told you about this before, but I've actually like got to talk to him, like not person, but there's this app, it's called Live Rise.
Yep.
And you could talk to him like face to face and stuff. And I was on one of his live streams, and he chose me, and he drugged me onto the live stream thing, and I was like astounded. I was shocked. I didn't know what to say, and I was like, afterwards, I like immediately called my mom. This was like last year. I was like, I was just like starstruck, like does it happen every day? And she's like, no way. And I'm like, yep. And I have like screenshots and everything. They're not great, but he gave a shout out to my little brother and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, for some of the horror games that we'll play, someone mentioned in the comments that she wants to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Ooh, FNAF.
FNAF. Now, the thing about FNAF is that it has grown to a place where you want to know what's going on story-wise. I mean, like, the scares are there, but you're going to get used to the scares because it's jump scares. You expect things to jump. And it's different for different horror than a horror game because when it first came out, no one has ever experienced that kind of horror before. Because usually when you're playing a horror game, you have to run away from something. But this, you can't run away. You have to set yourself up so you don't get killed. Like, closing the doors, not losing power. It's very stressful because you know something's going to pop up and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not really... FNAF has... Since there's so many FNAF games now, it's kind of died down a bit about how it being scary, but more about looking for answers of what the actual lore is now. Like, because like after like the third game, you think, okay, maybe we have a grip on what's going on with the story. But then he adds another game, then it adds another layer, then another game, then another game, and then another game, and the whole just story just bundled up in one thing that you have to spend like hours of your life, days and weeks trying to figure out what's going on. I like the joke that what's
Yeah.
it called? GT Live said when he says this is worse than knowing the Delta timeline. That was, I think that was a Zelda joke. But it's just it's so complicated, and you have to watch. I think GT Live does a great, or Game Theorist does a good job in trying to figure it all out, at least help it to understand it. But I wish they would have just stopped at 3, in my opinion, and not keep going, because then that actually would make sense. It stopped there and it makes sense, but then he adds more games. I mean, FNAF 4 was okay. I mean, I get it, but you should have just left it there. It said final chapter, but then he adds more layers to it, and it just makes it a lot more complicated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. Like, I think I got to play like FNAF like once or so. I can't quite remember, but I've seen a lot of people play it. My favorite thing that came out was because I'll watch like if I get bored enough, I'll watch random like YouTube videos, and I stumbled across like Minecraft role plays of FNAF, and it was great. It was hilarious. I love like watching like FNAF shorts and stuff. Like, talking about Five Nights at Freddy's though, it made me think of that game that came out, Tattletale, with a little Furby. Oh, what happened? I think you there? I think his mic broke. I'm not sure what happened. Oh.
I apologize because I had to be off for 1 second. You guys,
that's all right.
you guys, can you, if you can talk for a second, I have to deal with something real quick. I'll be right back. So.
All right. Okay. Unintended commercial break on CFN side. It's cool. It's cool. Well, now I'm put on the spot and don't know what to talk about. Okay, going back to my channel, guys. But yes, please leave me suggestions of what you would like to see on the channel, not just for Horror Month, but in general. Right now, I'm mostly playing Monster Hunter World. So that's mostly what I'm doing right now. I have a few other games I might try. But definitely leave suggestions for what you want to see for Horror Month and in general. It would be very much appreciated because it's all about what you guys want to see. Most definitely.
Okay, I'm back.
Your guys is... Alright, welcome back.
I'm sorry. I had to deal with something.
It's okay.
Okay, so, let's see. People are throwing in some...
I'm sorry. Someone commented something funny.
Someone's throwing in some questions. So, okay, I'm gonna just let you guys know, I want the questions, we'll have to wait until around 10:45. Because we want to keep talking about what we're going to do for Horror Month.
Yeah, we do with the Q&A the last 60 minutes of the stream, that is 10:45.
Yeah.
So
hold off for the questions for right now. If we don't have anything much to say before our commercial break, then maybe we'll throw in a question. But for right now, we want to hold off. So.
Yes.
All right. So we are going to talk about movies as well. I hope if you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, before you left though, I had mentioned you were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
yeah.
And when you talked about that, for some reason it made me remember the game Tattletale.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That what was your opinions on that?
So
Like, or do you just
Tattletale.
want to wait and talk about that later?
No, we can talk now. Tattletale.
You can go ahead and cover it now. We can talk about it again.
Yeah. So Tattletale, I've never actually played it, but I saw people play it. It looked interesting. I wanted to get into it. I actually reacted to Markiplier's animated Tattletale, and it became one of my,
Oh god.
and that was one of the reasons why I got so many subs because of that video. It, it got me
Oh
kind of
really?
on the map. Yeah, because that was the first one I ever reacted to it, and that really got me on the map. But Tattletale, it looks like a very interesting thing, and and
Mm,
and I do enjoy. I do want to give it a try. It looks very interesting. Um,
yeah.
I didn't think it would be that as big as I thought it would be, but it does look fairly
Mm,
interesting, and I didn't expect Markiplier to be so scared from it. It was like probably the first
yeah.
time I saw him actually legitimately scared from that.
Did I watch Markiplier play it? I don't know if I watched him play it. Who did I watch play it? Did Jack play it?
Yeah, I think he played it too. Yep.
I think he's the one I watched.
Ah,
Oh, that reminds me of like Welcome to the Game too. That was
oh, welcome to the game. Oh
yeah.
God, I refuse to play it only because it looks very
You
terrifying.
should play it. Play it.
Oh my
You
God.
need to play it. Yes,
It looks like
play
it'd just
it.
be way too hard. That's the thing, because a few people ended up playing it. Markiplier took
Uh-huh.
forever to beat it. But it does look
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
I do want to try and play it and get to it because it honestly gets into what you have to deal with when dealing with the deep web. And now the deep web
Oh
is
yeah.
scary and it's scary in itself. I've never been on it, and I recommend you guys never do either because it's a world of nightmares.
Oh no.
It is just
Oh yeah.
horrific.
No.
It
That's a
is
big no-no.
it's a big old bag of
There's so much bad voodoo on
big
the deep
old
dark web.
bag of nope. Just a
Nope.
bag that says nope, and that's in that bag. So
It's a place that should not exist, but
yes,
sadly does.
but you know what's even
And the
scary?
people that have to resort to going there, like, I'm sorry, their lives are in such a place that they have to resort to going
Yeah,
there.
you know what's worse about it? That the deep web takes about like 75% of the entire internet.
Oh yeah.
75% is the deep web.
What are your opinions on the new YouTube videos of people buying mystery boxes from the deep web? Do you think
Oh,
that's legit?
well, it's okay. I saw one video. It wasn't really bad, but what
Mm.
kind of got me on the edge was that one of them was a kid's backpack, a little
Oh,
girl's
oh no.
backpack in it,
Oh no.
and it
Uh-uh.
had a book in it. It had some pages missing, but it had pictures of children attached to it. That wasn't even a book. It was someone literally put that in there.
Mm.
That
Nope.
that was really really scary, and I was just like,
Nope.
whoa, this is legit. And I honestly, I could never ever do that. I don't know why do people decide to do that. I haven't seen the other videos where it kind of like probably got disturbing
Uh-huh.
because they only don't just send like creepy stuff. They send like body parts or
Oh
drugs.
yeah, and like bloody knives, possibly like murder weapons. Like, first of all, even if that is fake, you're giving other people ideas to think it's okay. And first of all, if it's real, you're putting your internet out on the deep web. Like, you could
Exactly.
get murdered.
Exactly.
You
That's why.
could get
And you
murdered.
know what's funny? Um, what's funny is that what's his name? Etika. He went on the deep web and streamed it, and he
Oh
said
no.
he set up his own VPN. I mean, he's fine. He's fine now. He's
Uh-huh.
breathing, so that's good. But he set up his own VPN and everything like that. But you could tell that he was freaking out throughout the entire thing.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the entire thing, and he saw some things that were crazy that he couldn't see on stream.
Like, it just Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for you guys to do
It
that.
it is not.
Yeah, please do not go on the deep web. Do not. If you value your life
That,
and you value your family's life,
yeah,
don't go on the
like
deep web.
definitely don't do it.
Yep. Don't.
Like it is a legit thing that should not exist.
Yeah, but sadly it does. It really
That
does.
reminds me of another site. It's not quite like the deep web, it's like the deep web for animals. You could literally go on there and buy like a lion or a lion cub or some kind of monkey or an ostrich or a zebra. So basically it's Craigslist but for animals, I guess. I can't remember.
So you just straight up just buy animals there.
Yeah, like camels and stuff. I think I saw a YouTuber do it, and then I got curious, and I checked the site out. It was a real site, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go buy a camel and have it shipped to my house.
Like, what am I gonna do with a camel?
How do you ship a camel?
Yeah, like literally.
How do you ship a camel?
Like literally, like how am I I live in the city. What the heck am I gonna do with a camel in the city? Like literally.
I technically could have a camel. I do live on a farm. Well, not right now. I'm at college, but my family home is on a farm. So
Yeah, exactly.
if I wanted a camel.
Yeah. So yeah, so don't go on the deep web. Not a good thing.
Don't go on the deep web. Don't go buying random animals off the
Exactly. Don't go buy random animals. I mean, if you want to buy animals, by all means, go buy a camel.
If you're gonna open a petting zoo and take care of the animals, then have at it.
Have at it, man. Hey, listen.
Know what you're getting into.
Hey, listen. I know when Wednesday comes, it's hump day. I understand you want to get a camel, but I'm just saying. Think about
that'd be great. That would be great.
I get a camel. That's great.
That would be. But no, if you want a camel but you can't get a camel, there are cows out there that look like camels.
Lol.
Yeah, like they're like out in the desert and they have like humps on them like camels do. Sorry, I'm an agriculture major in college. Excuse my random ag facts.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's see what else. Well, we're gonna talk about horror movies. So as well,
yeah,
like some of the horror movies that I think the last one I saw.
I have some funny stories for horror movies, but I think I'm gonna save them for the specific show dedicated to them. So.
Yeah, I think the last horror film I saw was Slender, but that one was not scary at all. It was actually it was a disappointment.
Oh, we could. Yeah. We can. Okay, hang on. Let's see. For creepypasta, we could also talk about. We actually could talk about it a little bit here, like certain myths, like Slender Man.
Oh, you want to talk about the Slender Man myth? I mean, we got a half hour before our commercial break.
So yeah. Well, before that, I think since we are starting Horror Month or Spooktober or whatever you wish to call it, is October your favorite month and is Halloween your favorite holiday?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say October or Halloween is my favorite month. I mean, October isn't.
Get out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry I offended my co-host here.
You're fired. Leave. I don't want you on the show anymore.
I'm sorry.
We can't be friends.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Are you really though? Are you really though?
Are you really though? Really? But seriously, I do enjoy
You're fired. Get off my set.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Just throw me under the bus like that. Okay. Shut up, C. Anyway.
I'm sorry. No, please don't leave the show.
I see you, Z, on the chat. I see you, Z. I see you.
We can't be friends anymore. I'm sorry.
And if I was on Twitch, I'd call you out right now, but I can't. Because I'm on YouTube.
I am on Twitch. You know I will call you. I'm just kidding.
Trying to keep monetization on here. So, anyway.
Anyway.
So, yeah, October. October's a great month. I do enjoy, just Halloween and watching scary videos and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite month. My favorite month is December during the holiday season. That's my favorite holiday season.
Ugh, Christmas. Ew.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't like the Christmas.
Ew.
I'm just kidding.
Bullet.
Bullet. But the reason why, the reason I don't I like Christmas, not for the commercialized, materialistic view of Christmas. That's not what I like about it. What I like is the fact that we can hang out with my family and just have being able to decorate and stuff like that, and make it a little bit more festive. I do enjoy that, and just it's like a relaxing, semester's over, you're relaxing with your family, you get to have a fire going. It's a very relaxing thing, and we get to,
Basically like you see in the movies.
pretty much, and we get to celebrate Jesus' birthday. So, yay!
Yeah, sure. I wish I could say my Christmases were like that. The perfect image of a family, hanging decorations on a tree and being all happy and jolly. My family fights, like, not all the time. Like, just my brothers fight all the time, and just I've never had the best experiences on Christmas. Like, I do want to just spend time with my friends and family. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't even, really get anything on Christmas, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
But when we go to, like, my extended family, which would be on my mom's side, because there really isn't anyone on my dad's side that I know very well. It's very small. My siblings, and my parents were like the black sheep of the entire family. So when you go over to, your like grandparents or aunt's house and you're all having dinner and stuff, you're supposed to be calm and relaxed and happy and talking, and it's all cheer. I am so nervous and like tensed up. Like, sometimes I knock my drink over. I'm so nervous, and then I get super embarrassed because I just knocked my drink over. Like I can't fit in with my family at all. Like, it's all about my younger cousins and stuff like this. Like, I might get more attention because I'm in college and I go to a very well-known university and joining an honor society and high grades, woo, but I don't, want just praise for that. I want to be able to fit in and be accepted just for me, not, all that. So just, I don't know, it's something that's really tough. And just, I've had bad experiences on Christmas. Like, it's all right. But I love Halloween because I'm like, just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I love the spookiness. It's cold. Fall is my favorite season because it's not too cold, but it's not hot. Autumn, sweater weather. It's bonfire season. Like, I just love everything, and it's so pretty out, the leaves are falling, and then you have Halloween, and you just, spooky, candy, it's just, I just love it. I mean, I don't really know how to put it in better terms. Use your big girl words, Polka, right?
Big girl words, yeah. But, with, the reason why, I say I like Christmas, is because, like I said, enjoying the family, relaxing, and everything like that. I literally forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something. I literally forgot. I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. But like, for
Use your big boy words.
I'm trying. Okay, it's not easy. My brain just goes on occasion. Just goes. But for horror month, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy, obviously, the horror aspect, getting scared, watching horror movies, playing horror games and stuff like that. I do enjoy it. As I said, not exactly my favorite month, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the fact that my school does homecoming during that month as well. So, it's kind of the month, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love fall and October and Halloween. So.
Yeah. So, we got 20 minutes for the commercial break, so you want to talk about the Slender Man?
Yeah, let's talk about some myths like Slender Man and
Alright.
Slender Man's the only one I can think about right now.
So, I will
Ah,
say, the, first of all, Slender Man movie was awful. I recommend because it's not, it just wasn't felt scary. It didn't felt scary about it, and I just felt like the girls deserve what they got because that's what happens when you summon Slender Man. So that's what happens. So, but the myth on Slender Man is really cool because it goes to because it's debated on the fact if this thing's a legitimate being or not, and and I actually have a bit of a theory of my own, um, and it has something to do with the Bible, which is shocking, but um, I might be able to prove it. So, but I'll just
wait, it does?
well maybe, but let's see if I try to explain it. So, have you ever looked at Slender
Wait,
Man?
how? Wait, what?
So let me try to explain. This is just my theory. So if you so when you look at Slender Man,
Mm,
what are some of the aspects that Slender Man has? Tell me what he has.
um, no face, tall,
Okay.
tuxedo, octopus arms.
Okay. Um.
That's how I perceive
Well,
it.
with some of the abilities he has, Slender Man, is that he can able to shift from one place to another. Shift one place to
Mm,
another. One is that if you see him, you get physically sick, and you can't look at him because you get ill, you get paranoid, you end up doing things that you don't want to do. You just everything just messes with your mind and stuff like that when you're around him.
mm,
So, now the reason why I mentioned the Bible is because I was actually reading something about angels.
uh-huh.
Angels you know, were like God's workers or stuff like that. Where they were they're not like they're not like equal to God, but they have particular powers. And angels, they come down and they they help out on Earth. Like one of them, I think, was like one of the I think during the Christmas season where the shepherds saw the angel, they were afraid to see him because of how magnificent it is. Like if you look at an angel, you're in awe
Mm,
around the angel. It's so like magnificent you can't really see with your eyes. You go down, you're
yeah.
terrified, you're so in awe. And I heard in the Bible that they start moving from places to another quickly. And that sparked in my head for a second. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm,
Because in the biblical history, um, there was a time where Satan used to be called Lucifer, which was um, God's most powerful angel. But what happened is that Lucifer
yeah.
wanted power and tried to take over heaven, and God banished him and all of his angels that were with him down to earth, and they were corrupted and they were turned to demons. So my theory about this is
Mm,
that what if Slender Man was a fallen angel, aka a demon, and some of the aspects were kind of similar to angels, like think of it. Angels have wings, right? What does
mm,
Slenderman have? Tentacles. They're kind of. It's almost like it's tainted
yeah.
and shifting from one place to another, and just like Slenderman does. And when you look at
Mm,
Slenderman, what do you feel? Paranoia, like sickness. You can't look at him. What does an angel do? You look at it, you're in awe. You kind of see a connection where I'm going with.
yeah, kind of. That's definitely an interesting perspective.
Yeah, that was a perspective I had for it. It's probably not exact, obviously. There's still some things to tweak out about it, but it was something that almost kind of makes sense if you look at it um, based on the Bible.
Mm.
So, but let me ask you a question: Do you believe Slenderman exists?
No, not really.
Okay. Honestly, I'm skeptical about it too. He probably doesn't really exist. That's just like a theory if someone ever asked That was a possible theory for that. But generally, I really don't think he really exists. Because, like I said, no one's really had legitimate evidence that he actually does
Oh yeah.
exist. I mean, there was the recent, like, obviously there was the Slenderman murders a while back, but it's uh, it's still skeptical about it. But that was just my theory about if he does exist, that would be the reason behind it, at least for me.
Yeah, that's definitely very interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, but Slenderman is a if we talk about theory, but the Slenderman is a pretty crazy character, and he came from obviously a myth to a game to a movie to memes and stuff like that, and it's the fact that he has a very very popular thing around him and how he's such a creepy character. I think he was featured on um Doctor what was it called? What's his name? I forgot the guy's name. Um, I literally forgot the show's name. I'm gonna kill myself because of this. This is not okay. This is not okay. What's that show? His
Oh,
name is Dang it. All right. But yeah, I can't even think of the name of the show. It's gonna kill
hmm. Okay, another myth I have is I don't know if you ever heard of it, but is BEK, which stands for Black Eyed Kid.
me.
Have you ever heard of that?
Black Eyed Kid. No.
Yes. I learned this from a YouTuber I used to watch a long time ago, The Haunting of Sunshine Girl. She did like paranormal videos, but it was more like acting and stuff. It wasn't exactly real, but it was enough to like give you the chills. Like it was crazy. Like if you just follow the whole storyline of it, she even has like 3 books published, and it's
Wow.
crazy.
That's crazy.
She did a short film, and it's called Black Eyed Kids. And
Ah.
basically, there are a lot of stories. She took a lot of stories that people had and incorporated them into this movie that she made. And it's like these little kids that will like come up to your car, knock on your window, and their eyes are like pitch black. And sometimes I don't think you can really see them because they'll like be wearing a hood and you can't see them or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember the quite whole gist of it.
Hmm.
And they'll ask you to do something, or it's for you to take them to their mother or something like that.
That's
And basically, the whole thing is these kids are demonic, and their mother is Satan or something.
Oh yeah.
And you keep resisting, but if you don't resist and you wind up looking into their eyes, you wind up finding yourself doing what they're telling you to.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of like they possess you, and they'll take you to their mother or Satan or whatever, and he basically like eats your soul
Wow.
or something.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It's very interesting. Like the whole myth behind it. It was pretty interesting.
By the way,
One of my favorite urban legends there for a while.
By the way, it just came to me. It's Doctor Who. That was the show that Slenderman was featured
Oh
on.
yeah.
Doctor Who. That was it. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. But yeah, that's very interesting.
Oh yeah.
I have I do have a myth. It's kind of scary. Well, it's not really featured. It wasn't featured in the game. What? See, no, Mom's not Satan. Just relax. She's not. It's not the same person we're talking about. Where it was. I played the game Mass Effect. And it's a space RPG, but there's a particular part of the game where it talks about one of the enemies' really scary powers. One of them is called indoctrination, and what that is that first of all, the main antagonist of the game is the Reapers, which are these hyper intelligent machines that wipe out entire populations every 50,000 year cycle. And then they do it again to maintain the cycle of control or something like that. But one of their powers is that's really crazy is indoctrination, which is a psychological thing. What that is that they produce this sound. It's a very loud sound. What it does, it affects the mind, like it really gets into your mind. And what happens is, you start off with hearing like this weird yellow ringing noise in your ear, in your head. You just like feel like it's like in your head, and then what happens is that you start to gain control. It starts to control you slowly. Like it starts out little subtle things, like something like this, something like that. Not full control, but sooner or later, once you start following that, it'll start to fully control you. And a few examples of that are like you'll have nightmares with dark shadows. You'll get paranoid by different things. You start to see things that aren't there, and you start hearing voices say you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
That's all the Reapers controlling you until you are fully controlled, and it's terrifying because it's a crazy thing. And one of the debates was that your main character possibly could have been indoctrinated to the last game until you decided whether to break through it or not. So. It's a pretty particular thing.
Definitely interesting. I've seen the concept of being like controlled by certain noises in quite a few like movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have about 9 minutes until we go to commercial break. So what should we fit in?
Well, let's see. I mean, I think someone.
I have another like urban legend.
Yeah,
we can talk about this. Okay, what about the rake?
The rake. The rake.
Yes, the rake.
The rake.
Opinions, sir. Opinions.
Well, I mean, I don't know too much about the rake. It's well, let me ask. Do you believe that this rake exists?
I don't know. That's very controversial. It's hard because there are like videos and stuff out there that how can you believe them? Like,
yeah.
How well can you believe them?
I mean, like it's the same as believing in Bigfoot. I mean, does he exist? Does Sasquatch exist or not?
I kind of believe to a certain extent that Bigfoot might exist.
Yeah. I don't know because I don't know too much about the rake to have a legitimate opinion about it. I mean, if he exists, he exists. If not,
it's just this. Yeah, it's this creature that lives in like sewers and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you guys can comment down below. What do you guys think if the rake exists or not? And if you guys have any other like, ideas or any videos you want to show us about the rake, make sure you send those to me as well. I'll check them out.
Oh yes.
Because the rake, I would like to know.
Do you guys have a story you want to share? Maybe personal experience?
Yep.
I don't know.
See, the rake doesn't exist. Okay. All right. just flat out lie. It just doesn't exist. Yeah. Just move on.
I don't know. Like, what all do you know about the rake? Like.
I mean, I guess the rake is just kind of like a weird creature that just walks around.
Yeah, he like lives in like sewers and like out in the middle of the woods, basically.
Yeah, I guess it's hard for me to like believe in this because I live in the city and nothing of that happens in the city ever. We never see anything like that ever. I mean, people who live where you live, like in a rural area, would tend to think, oh, maybe there's something out there because crazy stuff could happen in the woodsy area. But with me, for the city, I'm just
that's where you get Bigfoot.
Yeah, the only thing scary in the woods is dealing with where I live is taxes. That's the only real problem. Taxes and hoping not getting and terrible driving. That's the scariest thing to deal with in the city. But I don't think rakes have genders. I don't know. Do they have a gender? I have no idea. Will someone get offended? Will someone get offended about the gender of a rake?
That is a good question. Like, if the rake has a gender, like how else would it like reproduce if it does exist? That is very interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. What else do I want to mention? There's something I wanted to.
Okay. What about Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. Well,
Yeah.
Bigfoot is I mean he could possibly exist, but again we haven't seen anything really thing about Bigfoot. There's so many people that say we've seen him, or we haven't seen him, or it's all like mixed up. Same thing as the rake, but Bigfoot's been out there longer.
Oh yeah. Okay, to a certain extent, I do believe Bigfoot may exist. It's just one of those things, because people like there have been things out there, but then again, on television you see what they want you to see. And people, they go like very elaborate ways, like all these footprints and pictures and stuff. I mean, it's very hard to say because you never know for certain. But that's like my favorite story dealing with Bigfoot though is the show Finding Bigfoot.
Yes.
Okay. There was a show that came out. They actually came to my hometown, my state.
Oh yeah.
And we like out where I live, the certain like area I live in, like they actually went out there, and now like this gas station, they were there, and it's like just a few minutes away from my home. It's like a second home to me. I grew up knowing everybody who works there, and who owns it. Like I'm related to them somehow. Like it's just always been there. My grandma painted them a picture, and they have it like hung up in there and stuff. Well, now that's their biggest merch item is Bigfoot merch.
Wow, the Bigfoot merch.
Yeah, because they came out. They came out and done that show in my hometown, and just I saw so many like my friends and stuff on the show who went out. You know how they had that meeting with like the townspeople to see who may have experiences and stories. Well, they did that at the fire station. That's a little ways from me. And I saw, I was like, hey, I know that person. I know that person. That's the chief of the fire department. He put my house out when it burned down,
Yeah.
It's completely crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 3 minutes before commercial. But yeah, so that's one of my favorite things to say is that my hometown was, on the show. You could go back and look it up. I'll tell you what my hometown is sometime, and you can go back and look it up.
So I think after the commercial break, we're gonna talk things I want to talk about. One, I want to talk about the Blair Witch. I want to talk about that. You ever heard of the Blair Witch?
Blair Witch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Blair Witch, and I want to talk about just some talk about any do you believe in ghosts, ghost stories, or anything like that we've experienced.
Oh yeah, I have lots of stories for that.
I think Polka will talk more about that. No, not Blair Witch, Blair Witch. Come on, Z. Blair Witch.
What?
You said Blair Witch.
I said Blair, but Blair.
Blair.
With a B. When we come back, I also want to talk about one other urban legend that's not so known. I'm actually I'll go into more detail about it. So
Yep.
We have 2 minutes or so.
All
so,
right, let me I'm gonna throw in a question that someone here has been asking. Let's see.
Chair.
Let's see. We already talked about FNAF. Okay. Talk about Jacksepticeye. I mean, I can for for a minute. I think they talked about Jacksepticeye and his I think Antisepticeye versus Darkiplier.
Oh gosh.
I think with Darkiplier, it's more of a he has that sinister look to him. He's like a manipulative, deceptive kind of feel. Like he can control things, and he's in control of your reality. That's what I view Darkiplier. Antisepticeye looks more like the Joker in some way. Like he's
okay,
insane.
We're gonna cut. You have to continue that.
Oh yeah, we'll get back to that right after this. I'm sorry, I got into it. So
yeah,
we'll get back to commercial, but we'll talk about it later. That'll be you guys think about that until commercial break. So
yeah.
all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that.
All right, but We'll be right back.
We're live now. All right, guys.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back from
It always seems like we always do stuff. Every time we do a commercial break, something comes out right before, like a minute before, and I just crack her up. It's awesome.
We need to do a blooper reel. We need to find a way to record.
Yeah.
Anyways, jumping right back into what we were talking about. You were talking about
and Darkiplier.
Yeah, Darkiplier. That's what it was.
All right. Oh my god. Okay. Let's get back. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that Darkiplier. What about? God dang it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Darkiplier had to.
Okay.
Oh my
serious.
god. Okay, serious moment. All right, Darkiplier. That's what we're focused on. Okay. So, for Darkiplier, we're talking about how he's has more of a manipulative, deceptive, like almost he's trying to take control about what's going on. For Darkiplier, like he could take control of everything and just like deceive you and just say I'm in control. This is my reality and stuff like that. With Antisepticeye, he's more like a Joker figure. Like he's kind of insane. Like he said, he will find you and he will kill you. Just go nuts and destroy the world and go crazy with that.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I don't know. That's actually something I haven't quite gotten into yet, even though I'm a huge Markiplier and Jacksepticeye fan. I never quite got into that, but quite yet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't come at me, everyone. Okay, don't come at me. It's just something I haven't quite gotten into yet. So.
You think you can see how Darkiplier, how calm he is when he talks. Like it's almost like he's got that. He has arrogance in him. And Antisepticeye is just like crazy.
Yeah,
like
he's definitely more like the Joker.
Yeah. He's got that Joker.
Definitely a Joker figure. I think that's probably what he's loosely based off of, is the Joker. Whereas, what would be someone you would compare Darkiplier to?
I would say he's more like a, let's see, maybe not a Joker, but more like, maybe like a Lex Luthor, maybe? I mean, let me think. Just the arrogance he has about him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else that has that.
I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head.
Yeah. He could be, well, that'd be pushing it, but he could be a Thanos, possibly. But,
I was just thinking that, actually, quite honestly.
He could be a Thanos. Just the fact that he's got that, that he's calm throughout the entire thing, but he has power and he has the sinister things to him, this manipulation and stuff like that. And Thanos, you see, he's pretty calm throughout the entire film, throughout the entire thing. At least that's how Josh Brolin portrayed it in Infinity War. That's how they portrayed it there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Any other thoughts and suggestions before we move on from that?
Let's see. I mean, besides those two, those are pretty good characters, and I actually ended up creating my own Darkseid character based on that. Actually, let me tell you a quick story about that. So,
Ooh, okay.
I actually reacted. I reacted to a Antisepticeye video. He was doing what's it called? A playthrough of I think it was that surgery game. I forget what it's called. And what ended up hitting is he did the anti. Oh no! What happened was that I reacted to Darkiplier versus Antisepticeye video. That's what I did. And what happened was someone asked in the comments and says, because I kind of threw in my own dark thing in there just for effect, and they said, "Do you have a dark side?" Someone asked me, "Do you have a dark side?" And I thought, maybe I can make something into this. So I So then when I reacted to that video, the Jacksepticeye video, I pretty much threw in the NFC character. So he's officially my dark side character. So if you don't know NFC, I use what I did. My name is CFN, so I flipped it.
Yeah, and you took and flipped it backwards. That's very clever.
Yep, NFC, and he's been in a few videos. He was featured in Plague Doctor Part 2. So, and
tell me more about NFC, like.
So I would say actually I was thinking of writing a book on it, but I'll give you kind of the story of the creation of NFC. NFC was originally going to be an avatar promoter for my channel. This is just a story I'm making. And it was actually technically supposed to be a female character, female avatar character. Like, you know how you have people have female anime characters for their channels? I thought, I'll create something like that. So I created that. The story is that later on this character was so adored CFN, but it got too much for me, so I ended up getting rid of her. What happens is that flipped and turned into actual hatred towards me. So, and she wanted to destroy everything, so she turned basically a dark side version of me. So all black with glasses on, and just saying how corrupted I am, and saying, and she turns herself into me, a dark side version of me. That's like the short story of it. I was actually planning on writing a book on NFC, and I'm still in the process of writing it. I was writing it. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to move forward with that book. But it's NFC is a very great character, and he'll show up on occasion in particular videos. Especially he'll probably feature in Horror Month as well. So, and NFC has this abilities, to try, mess with the cameras, take control of what's going on, saying that he's gonna rise up, bring all the people from the dark side, show the true nature of what humanity is all about, and stuff like that. So
that's definitely interesting. That makes me want to make an alternate ego now, like for my overall persona.
Yeah.
I think like if I did that, the outcome would be the more emo side of me would come out, I think. The more rebellious side, definitely. Because, like, if I wasn't as understanding and just the way I am, I definitely have a very rebellious side to me, but I have a lot of self-control and just understand and perceive more. I don't know how to explain it. I just understand more than I should be able to, quite honestly. So
I just feel like it's with NFC, it's like the complete opposite of what I am as a person. Because I'm a really nice guy. I try to be nice, friendly to other people, but NFC is completely different. He's just like, he's spiteful. He's evil to everyone. He thinks humanity is like a sin, and he wants to just wipe it out. And he says how evil I am. He says that he is the true nature of what it means to live this life. Like, the dark side is the life you're supposed to live. Everything I promote is a lie. So.
Yeah, I'm okay. If you guys wanna see me create an alternate ego or learn more about that, let me know, because it's something I'm definitely interested in. I think I might do it. But let me know if it's something you guys are interested in, and I definitely will try to incorporate it. So.
Yep.
Because that's definitely very interesting.
Okay.
So before we talk about Blair Witch, I wanted to talk about another quick urban legend, because I don't think it's something a lot of people know.
All right.
So it's basically, I think it's called Darrow, or what the creatures are called, or something like that. And I was writing a book on it, but I got bored of it because just the plot was everywhere, and the beginning was very slow. But basically, there are these creatures, these humanoid creatures. They're highly intelligent, but they have like wrinkly skin. They're very futuristic, and they have like trunks of elephants.
Yeah.
And they live under the world, basically in the core of the world. So like, Journey to the Center of the Earth, like that movie or book or whatever. So basically, it's kind of like that. And I don't know. I just stumbled across these videos talking about them. I think my favorite story that I kind of introduced into my own book was this guy. He was sleeping, and so out of nowhere, he wakes up in the middle of the night, and there's this creature by his bed holding a gun at him, and he just feels like this intense pain. That's the word I was looking for. And he doesn't know what's going on, and then some door is on the other side of the room, but it looks really far away, and instead of a smaller, it was really large, and just I can't really remember a whole lot, but have you ever heard of it? Like Darrow?
Barrow?
Yeah.
I don't think I have. Let's see, Barrow.
It's definitely very interesting. But I think that urban legend is more based on sleep paralysis more than anything. So, but yeah, it's definitely not something I don't think a lot of people have heard about, but it made for a great sci-fi book, so I just haven't continued writing it. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting. I love urban legends. Things that'll give you the chills and might make you paranoid for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, okay, you wanted to talk about Blair Witch, right?
Yes, so Blair Witch, I actually watched Blair Witch, the first movie, and then the one that came out in 2016. I didn't watch the Book of Shadows because that was more of a slasher. I didn't really want to watch that one. But it was interesting because have you ever watched the Blair Witch? Those movies?
No, I have not.
Okay. The first one may seem kind of boring, but you have to. It's in that time, it was terrifying because it had to deal with the imagination. So pretty much these three like college kids go do a documentary about the Blair Witch in the woods. So they decided to go to this woods, and people tell them that you shouldn't go up there because people just appear in that woods, they don't come out. And they go to those woods, and what happened is during that time, it's all like act like real filming, and what happens is they don't know where they're going, they get lost, they keep going like in circles, and when they sleep, they hear noises, and they end up seeing like these rock totems and these stick totems around. Stick symbols and stuff like that around them, and they're freaking out, saying that the witch is gonna kill them. They don't know what's going on, and they basically ended up like dead at the end of the movie. But what's cool about that was that during that time, people thought that this was real, like this legitimately happened to these three people. And they actually made a fake documentary saying that this was real. Talk about those life of those characters, and they used their actual names in the movie, but in the end it was actually it was all made fake though. It was just a movie. It didn't actually happen because I think some of them are still living now. But it's very interesting. But then they made this new one that came out, which pretty much is the next story. Is that if you follow that story, it's like her brother goes out to try to find them. And the same thing happens, but then you actually see something there. So, if you get a chance, you should try and watch the movie. The Blair Witch Project is the first one, then the Blair Witch. So, it has that feeling of, like, getting lost in the woods, don't know where you're going, and stuff like that. It has that same.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I've seen like alternative versions of the Blair Witch. Back to like that YouTuber, The Haunting of Sunshine Girl, she would include other videos made by like other people, but it's more like acting and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there was a series on there about the Blair Witch, and I watched a few episodes of it. It was definitely interesting. There was also, I think, one about Bigfoot on there.
Yeah.
She does a lot of urban legends. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Might be why I got so big into them.
Yep.
But yeah, that reminds me, like, I think the movie style, like, I've seen a little bit of it. It reminds me of another movie that came out that I actually kind of wanted to see. And it was something Arizona, maybe?
Hmm.
I think it had a lot to do with Area 51. Ooh, we should talk about that too. I don't like aliens and stuff, but we should talk about Area 51.
Yeah. Z, yeah, we are going to talk about Marshall. We're going to talk about that in the Q&A. That's the first thing on my list. We're probably going to have a debate about that. But yeah, let's see, any horror conspiracies? I mean, the Blair Witch I did enjoy. A lot of people don't like it because it was boring. I felt like nothing happened, but I just like the fact that I'm very imaginative, and I felt like, wow, like during that time, people must have been terrified watching this movie. Like this really happened.
I don't know. A lot of like witch things I find like interesting. So not necessarily in a horror sense, but because supposedly witchcraft has my ancestors. Like I come from some witchcraftery or something. I don't know. My aunt actually got real big into it, and like there are a lot of like wives' tales that we actually follow that deal with witchcraft. So like, if someone's sleeping and they sleep under your feet, then it like curses you and you'll never get married. Like my mom follows that, and just a lot of it, does deal with brooms and stuff. And my mom's not a firm believer of it, but she does kind of believe it to an extent. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. What do you guys think about the Blair Witch and about some of the conspiracies? Comment down below. I'd like to get your viewpoint on it. So yeah. So I believe that Polka had some things about some ghost experiences, some paranormal experiences that she has went through.
Yes, let's talk about ghosts and spirits. First of all, do you believe in the paranormal?
Well, in some ways, yes. In some ways, yes. I do believe that. Well, here's the thing. I am a Christian, and the reason why is because I do believe that demons live among us, and they like to manipulate people in some way. I believe that they exist because even the Bible says they exist. Demons exist. I believe people can be possessed by demons. I believe that demons can come and manipulate people in some ways. I believe that. But the aspect of like someone's spirit being existing on this earth as ghosts is kind of skeptical for me, only because of my belief that the spirit either goes to heaven or hell, and just demons try to manipulate people. That's just my opinion. But go ahead.
Yeah. Thing I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? No. Oh no, what was I lost every single word I was going to say. Well, I am a firm believer in the paranormal. Yeah, the whole Christian thing, like, yeah, I'm Christian. I grew up Southern Baptist, and I also grew up Methodist because I went to two churches because of my grandparents.
Yep.
So, yeah. So yeah, I am a Christian, but I am a firm believer in the paranormal, and it's very hard for me because I question anything and everything. I have a very open mind, so like, yeah, I question everything, like the Bible sometimes, but I'm a Christian, and so it conflicts me. It's very controversial, try to maybe get into that some other time, but because it's like the whole like spirits going to heaven and hell stuff, like it's very controversial, but I do believe in the paranormal and like demons and all, but separate spirits, because I don't know. So and I am afraid because I've had my own experiences and stories, which I will share with you guys. But first, have you had any experiences?
Honestly, I never had any paranormal experience, at least where I live, because that never happens in Boston. At least
Mm.
that I know of, on that around, because usually when it comes to that, when it comes to like paranormal experiences, you kind of have to allow it to happen. You kind of gotta put it
Yeah.
in position. Like, example, like let's just say I bought a Ouija board and start messing with it.
Oh, no.
Then,
Ouija board bad.
then stuff happens. But because I've avoided that,
Yeah.
avoided stuff to happen, nothing's really happened to me. So, but
Okay,
like,
well, see,
yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
But like I said, I've watched many shows on paranormal stuff. I've watched it and seen some of the things that happen. Some places that are paranormally hot, and
Oh, yeah.
so
My house, me, my life.
my life.
I swear, I'm just personally haunted. Because here's why I say that. What was I gonna say though? Like you say, like you have to allow it to happen, but I don't allow it to happen. The thing is, though, is I have a lot of spiritual energy and like aura around me, and it's just very. I guess it attracts certain things, and I think I've been regarded to as a gateway. So maybe say a spirit, is trapped in this world and it hasn't moved on to heaven or hell. They come to me for like help and communication, not like a psychic. Definitely not as strong as a psychic. Just because I give off so much spiritual energy and have that aura around me. But yeah, Ouija boards, I never mess with them. They're bad.
Yeah.
Certain crystal, and I'm also Native American, so that definitely involves it too.
I mean, that could be
extent.
some of the ideas that you're feeling, some of the spiritual thing, because Native Americans have a very spiritual thing, they have a spiritual vibe background and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like
I mean, I'd kind of be skeptical about the aura thing, but I'm not going to debate on that right now because that's a completely different topic that I would discuss.
well, I've been told by like certain like people that I do have that like aura and energy. So, coming to experiences, Polka has a lot of stories. I have been scratched, grabbed, burned, and I've had spirits mess with me in my dreams, and I tell you what, I do not like it. Don't mess with me in my sleep because that's when you're most vulnerable. So that's when they can mess. So I'll get to those stories in a moment. I have pictures and videos of things I've caught on camera. So last year, before I came to college, I think I was home for like summer or like a weekend. I was in the kitchen. I was doing something, and I remember doing something, and I reached out my hand, but there was nothing that could have scratched me, and I'm like, my hand is burning, and I had these 3 scratch marks on my hand, and I'm like, I just got scratched.
Wow.
And I immediately told my mom, and she got the white sage, and she burned it around me, and she went and like burned the kitchen and the room and stuff.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, it's very weird. I had just come from somewhere, and I think I brought something home with me probably.
Wow.
The most recent thing I've happened to me is last year in my old dorm room, which is actually 2 floors above me. Yeah, I'm 2 floors down. I was on Skype with my mom, and we were just talking, because I wasn't used to being away from home for so long, so we used to Skype like every night. I don't do that anymore. I ain't got time for that. I love my mom. I'll Skype her like once every few weeks or something. I'm sitting at my desk, kind of like I am now, you guys can't see. And I'm talking to her, out of nowhere, I get this really overwhelming, horrible feeling. Like, I felt overwhelmed and I wanted to cry. Didn't know why. I just felt really bad. And I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, I don't feel good. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm feeling I want to cry. It's my room. Like, I didn't want to hang up on Skype with my mom. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to even be in my room, but I couldn't leave my room because it's kind of late at night. And then all of a sudden, like, the power in my room flickered. And I thought it happened the whole building. I was like, I went over to my suite mates and I knocked on the door. It's like, the power flickered for you guys. And they're like, no. I went over to my other neighbors, like, did the power flicker for you guys? And they said no. And so I come back and I was like, Mama, I just asked both my neighbors and the power only flickered in my room. And it freaked me out because I didn't want to be alone, and I lost my mom for a few minutes. And I immediately started recalling her, saying I'm not being alone right now. And I'm sitting back down, and the feeling was still there. It wasn't as bad. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my chair, and I have a quilt over my leg. All of a sudden, my leg started burning. I was like, maybe I scratched it or something. I lift up the blanket, and I bring my leg into the light, and on my leg is like these burn marks. Like, they're very red and were very red and vibrant at the time.
Oh, yeah.
In the shape of a handprint on my leg.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how can you explain that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I still have scars on my legs in the shape of a handprint because of that burn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it now because,
That's
ooh.
terrifying.
No,
that seems to be,
I freaked out with my mom. I was like, Mom, you're not hanging up. I stayed on call with her until I felt safe enough to hang up, which was like many hours later.
Yeah. I think that has to do with a lot of demonic things going on.
Oh,
With
yeah.
that, a lot of demons and stuff, like, affecting people. But it's interesting because God doesn't allow Satan to kill anybody. That's the one thing that Satan can't do, is kill a human. That's the one thing that he can't. But he allows him to do things to manipulate and to deceive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it seems to be a very traumatic experience for you. I don't know how I could never even picture experiencing something like that.
I'm used to it. By this point, I'm so used to things happening. Like, I love the paranormal. Yeah. And it probably doesn't help, but I'm so used to it now, and I'm just, white sage is my best friend.
Yeah, it's
a cleansing agent, so.
Yeah. It's hard because I don't
old Native American thing. Yeah. So
it's hard because I don't experience anything where I am. Like, there's nothing, like, no paranormal stuff anywhere. There's never been any news about anything paranormal where I live. Because we live in cities. It's all cities, just busyness and stuff like that. I never experienced it. That's why I like, watching movies, watching the shows, and stuff like that to get people's ideas and stuff like that. But around here, I mean, I could look up someplace like Massachusetts, some like, there's a horror hotspot or something like that. But I don't think I'd go there because I'm not that type of person.
We have quite a few, like, paranormal hotspots here.
Yeah.
Ouch. Let's see. I think I got time to fit in maybe one or two stories, maybe one.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about how spirits have messed with me in my dreams.
Oh, yeah?
This was a very personal experience, but first, there is this house I grew up. It's a house that's been in my family. It's also on my mom's side. Everyone on my mom's side, except for, like, my parents' siblings and I, like, they're a little more wealthy, and we have a lot of, like, land and stuff in our family.
Yep.
That, it's in the will, and it's the will. But there's this one house, and it's on some of that land, and we call it the big house. It's this big 2-story white house. My aunt and uncle are living there for now. I'm mad because I wanted to live there, but, that whole side of the family don't really have anything to do with us. Anyways, I remember, like, my aunt would come up from Florida, and that's where they would stay, and then my grandma would go stay with her, and so I would go stay with them. Well, the story of that house is it used to be an old slave plantation. Now, my family didn't own it while it was a slave plantation. It was bought from them a long time ago, and there are quite a few stories. I'll share some other time about it, but I've had quite a few experiences in that house. But some of them, I was scared to sleep there when I was young, really. But there's one day I went and it was just completely peaceful. But I definitely want to share that some other time. I don't think I have time right now because the story I do want to share is the one that happened. I think it's been 3 years now. Oh my gosh, it still feels like yesterday. My grandma passed away September 9th, 3 years ago. She's my best friend. I was very close to her. I would spend weekends with her during the summer. I would just live the whole summer with her. I'd cook for her. My grandma was my best friend. She was the main, like, my staple in my life.
Oh, yeah.
And when she passed away, it was very hard on me. It's still very hard on me.
Yep.
She's the one that messes with me a lot, I do believe. The night she passed away, like, I had a hard time falling asleep, and I just, it was something very hard. Well, I remember when I finally fell asleep, this dream I had, and I don't think it was definitely more than a dream. I don't know what you guys may think. In the dream, I had woken up from my bed or something, and I remember being called into, like, the dining room den area, and I walk in there, and my grandma's sitting in the spot she always sits at, and she looks at me and she smiles, and I'm like stunned. I'm like, Mama, 'cause that's what we called her. Was like, she's like, yeah, it's me. I'm like, but how? I was like, you can't be here, very astounded because I thought this was real life. And she's like, no, it's me. And she's smiling at me, and she goes, I want you to know that I'm okay, and I'm going to be okay, and that I'm happy, and stuff like that. And I'm like bawling my eyes out in my dream, and but I had this sense of relief knowing that. And then I remembered someone else walking into the room. I'm like, it's Mama. She's here, and she's just telling me all this. And I remember waking up that morning, like, crying my eyes out. And it took me a while to bring this up to my mom, and she's like, yeah, that was like your grandma talking to you, I guess. I don't know. It's just, I definitely believe it to be more than just a dream, just because of how it happened. It happened the night she passed away. I watched her pass away, and so I don't know. There's probably a lot that could have happened, but I do believe it was my grandma communicating with me, letting me know she was going to be okay, that she passed on, like, she moved on. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Another time this happened before this, that a spirit messed with me in my dreams. I don't know what this dream was. It was scary. I was at a state convention for a program in my high school called FFA, and it was like 3 days long. It's actually in the city where my college is right now. If you don't know what FFA is, it's Future Farmers of America. It's an agriculture thing. I was like receiving 2 awards, 3 awards for the school. I had to walk in front of stage. Did like a service project and stuff. Well, the hotel, like, everybody stays in this one hotel for the entire convention. And I'm sleeping in there with my female chaperone, who was actually my culinary teacher in high school. And there was this one night, and I was like sleeping and stuff, and this dream I had was I was in the hotel. I was in that hotel room, and this old man, I think it was an old man, and he came up to me, and I couldn't really hear much of what he's saying, but I remember him, like, asking me for help or something. I don't know if this old man died in that room or in that hotel or near the hotel. Maybe he died in a car wreck outside of the hotel. But that's the first time, like, I had an interaction like that, like, in my sleep. And it was, like, asking for my help or so. I don't know. It was crazy. It scared me. I woke up and I was scared. I didn't sleep the rest of the night.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Those have been some of my experiences. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's very interesting. About that. Like I said, I haven't experienced anything paranormal. I just watch, movies and stuff like that, and I try to critique them
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think I could tell you like one story. I think my grandmother probably went through. So I think her grandmother and my aunt were visiting this woman at this house. And then like I think one time they felt, that presence, that aura. You feel like something is over there, that spirit's around that area. You just feel it. You feel that in the air. That's what they were feeling.
Uh-huh.
They take a picture. I think it was a Polaroid picture back then. They took one, and out of the picture was a white light right next to them. It wasn't like a flash.
Oh, dang.
There was a white light right there. Now, could that be a spirit?
Dang.
Maybe.
I feel like a spirit orb.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an experience with a spirit orb. It's probably one of my bizarre experiences because I still can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I had woken up, like, one morning. I'd been up for a while, and I went to the bathroom, and I'm sitting on my toilet doing my business. I think this was after my grandma passed away and stuff, but, I was sitting there, and out of nowhere, okay, so the bathroom I'm in, it's the master bathroom, and there's 2 doors leading into one room, which was my grandma's room, and then going into the other room, which was my room. And the 2 rooms used to connect, but we put up, like, a makeshift wall.
Yep.
And that door was open because the actual bedroom door was closed, and we allow airflow because the air vents on that side of the house didn't work well, so it'd be, like, really hot in my room. So, and then the door leading into my room was kind of cracked open. And then I kind of just look up, and coming from my grandma's side of the room is this bright ball of light. And it's just moving along, and it passes in front of me and goes into my room.
Huh.
And I'm sitting here trying to think if I really saw that or not. So I finish up and wash my hands. Well, before that, I kind of like peeked around to see if I could see it. And I was like, it kind of like disappeared or something. I still to this day can't wrap my head around to if I actually saw that. I told my dad, and he was like, "Oh, it's just a fly." And I said, "Flies don't glow."
Yeah.
They don't. I was like, this was a ball of light, and it was really, really bright. Like, it was weird. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it was like a spiritual aura, but it's just one of those things, like, one of the most experiences that I can't actually explain or wrap my head around because I've never experienced like it before, and I haven't experienced anything like it again, so.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That is weird. I have one thing before we go to Q&A. This is not really paranormal, but it was really scary. I experienced sleep paralysis.
Oh.
Sleep paralysis is not fun at all. I experienced it once. I didn't know what it was. I think I was coming up from a dream, and I literally I was flat down on my face in my bed. My face was pressed against the pillow, and I literally could not move. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move my body, and I just felt conscious. It was awful. It was terrifying. I had to end up trying to scream to wake me up, and then I snapped out of it. It was... I just never felt that thing before, and it terrified me, the fact that ever happened to me. Like, sleep paralysis is very scary. Like I've never.
I never want to experience it.
Yeah, it's just it was weird. It was scary and weird. I'm just laying. I think I'm trying to wake up from a dream and I can't move. I literally cannot move. Like you can't move a single
Dang.
part of your body. You can't move your arms. You can't move your head. Like nothing. Like you
I
literally.
would freak out. I would have a panic attack.
Like it literally felt that someone had pressed something right on top of you, strapped it, and you physically can't move. And I couldn't even speak.
Oof.
I had to make like a noise, like a just like a noise to actually get myself. And I just snapped. I just like shook for a second, and I'm just like, what just happened?
Dang.
It was really a terrifying experience.
All right, so I do believe it is time to move into our Q&A.
Yes,
But that is
I have
crazy.
stuff.
I never want to experience that.
Yeah, I got stuff on my Discord. So, you want to start? Or
I
you
have
want
I have a few questions. You can go ahead and ask the first question.
All right, so we actually talked about this before the stream. So one of them said, Eminem versus Machine Gun Kelly. Who won? Who's better? Who's awesome? So
That is hard.
I am an Eminem fan. I've been an Eminem fan for a long time. I enjoy his music. I like the fact that he's lyrically strong, and I love his new album. Machine Gun Kelly, I don't know a lot about. I haven't listened to a lot of his songs, but the reason why I go for Eminem is because even though Kelly, threw shots, and Eminem threw shots back at him, and Machine Gun Kelly said he will not throw another diss, which is bad because if you listen to Eminem's diss, he went at his 9-year-old daughter a lot in his diss, and the fact that Machine Gun Kelly would not respond shows that Eminem won. Because I also listened to an interview with was it Fat Joe? He's another rapper, and he says in this game, if someone comes at you, you need to come back. You need to respond every single time. And if Machine Gun Kelly doesn't respond, this is Eminem's got in the bag.
Dang. That is a very, I don't know, because I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I do definitely like Eminem, and I do like Machine Gun Kelly, so that's very tough.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Machine Gun Kelly, so I didn't even know about him until this disc came out. I'm like, I never even heard about him. So.
Yeah, he raps in one of my favorite songs, which is "Bad Things" by Camila Cabello.
Yep.
I think. So, but yeah. All right. So guys, let us know what your thoughts and opinions are on that. Okay. Next question from me is Zombie Slayer asks, what is the scariest thing you've been through? So for you, I guess that would be the sleep paralysis incident.
Yeah, I believe that was the scariest experience. I'm trying to think. There was something worse. I don't think there was anything legitimately worse than that.
That is very hard for me. I've been through a lot in my life, because I honestly can't, because my house burnt down when I was 8 years old. That was very scary. My dad had liver cancer when I was a kid, and I was scared I was going to lose him, even though I'm not that close to him. I've almost been in several wrecks. I've been involved in a wreck. I mean, I don't know. I can't really answer that question because so much has happened.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
That's a very hard question.
All right. We got another question here. Predictions for Avengers 4, even if it's a long way away. Avengers 4. Well, I can tell you what probably will happen is that we are going to be introduced to Captain Marvel, and she's going to play a key role in Avengers. I know that. First of all, Poca, have you seen Avengers Infinity War?
Nope.
You have
I have
not.
not.
Okay,
No.
I probably shouldn't talk
Don't
about
come
this.
at me, guys. Don't come at me.
All right, I will avoid this question then, because I want you to see the movie first.
No, you go ahead. I've heard all the spoilers.
You
Like,
hold
go
your head.
ahead.
All right, so I will
Yeah.
say that Captain Marvel will be a very particular part in the next one, because she plays a key role and her powers match Thor, which is very
Mm.
significant. I will say that because Stan knows a lot about this because he reads the comics, that they followed it to a T. So I feel a lot better the fact that the characters that have died will come back. I believe that they will come back. They try to hide it, but it's kind of like it's probably gonna happen. They're gonna come back.
Mm.
I will say that the people I think that will die, either Captain America or Iron Man, they will probably permanently die because
Oof.
the
Oof.
actors contracts are coming up to an end. So
Mm.
it's debatable. I'm thinking probably Captain America they're gonna kick. It's probably he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be gone. Um, I don't know what's gonna happen for Thanos' sake if they're just gonna beat him or not. There have been some theories about what's been going on. Like the one theory that they came out was Doctor Strange, and how he tried to follow one outcome because there's only one outcome where the Avengers win, and apparently he was trying to follow that. So some of his behaviors and actions that he did during that battle in Thanos was probably following it to that particular ending. So I want to keep a close eye on what happens with Doctor Strange and some of the people he's been working with, like him and Wong and some of the people he's interacting with. So, and hopefully we'll bring back some characters like Hawkeye's coming back. We'll get to actually see Hulk. I think maybe Valkyrie and some of the other people, Shuri from Black Panther, stuff like that. We'll get to see more of those. So I'm excited to see it. I want to see how they do it. But like I said, give us what you guys think about that in the comments below. So
Definitely interesting. Okay, next question from me. Have you ever had a situation that had no other explanation except paranormal activity? Okay. For that question, definitely the time, the story I told you where I got burned on my leg. There's no other way to explain that, so definitely, like, it would be that experience. Because there's just no other way to explain it, you know?
yeah, like I said.
What about you? I know you said you haven't had many experiences, but is there at least one you can recall it?
Like I said, nothing from me, because like I said, nothing happens here in Massachusetts.
You should come hang out with me for a little bit.
Yes.
We could change
Oh,
that.
oh boy.
Let me-
Go, let's hang out with the demons at Polka's house. Yay.
My house is haunted, yo.
Oh, God.
I could take you to the big house. That's where they all at.
Oh, well, we'll have a great party. We'll have a big dinner for them, and then I'll have
Yeah.
nightmares. So yay.
Or they could be cooking us dinner, because that's another story. I'll tell you guys before some other time.
But
Do a stream.
Do a stream.
Story.
Hey, we're streaming with Demon Jeff over here. Demon
Oh
Jeff.
my gosh. Alright, what about you? Next question.
So, well, I will say one thing. Like the Tory story I talked about with my grandmother, the picture in the house is probably the one thing close enough that part of my family experience. But besides that, nothing really. So okay, question from me. Let's see. Do you have yeah.
Sorry. Who asked that question? Slime Spawned asked that question, by the way.
Okay. This is
All right,
from
sorry, go ahead.
This is from Hoodie ZH, and they say, "Do you have a fear of bugs? If so, what type of bugs?" Now, I don't have a particular fear of bugs. I mean, I see sometimes their bugs come around the house on occasion, especially towards the winter. Like the one bug that's kind of creepy is I think these crawly bugs that have this defense mechanisms. Like when you kill them, they give off this odor, and the odor smells like green apples.
Stink
Like,
bug?
it's a stink bug. Yep.
Stink bug?
Yep. It's a stink bug.
Oh, I'm not scared of bugs, but I will not F with a millipede or centipede. You can keep those things away from me. No, I don't care about spiders. I will squash a spider in a heartbeat. I don't care. I don't do centipedes and millipedes, though. I
think
no.
the one thing
and no.
The one thing I don't like is leeches. I can't.
Ooh.
It's weird because they stick to you. It's just all it's.
Yeah,
I hate when something like attached to you, starts sucking on you. It's ugh.
Yeah. I hate ticks. Okay, best way to avoid leeches is, regardless if you go swimming in a lake, you might always encounter a leech. But like you see these grassy areas in the water and stuff.
Yep. Stay
away from those. Those are just leech mating grounds. It's leech beds. That's the easiest way to get full of leeches. I've had I live out in the middle country. I know all like the tricks and tips. Definitely stay away from those logs and fallen trees. Stay away from them. Don't swim near them. Definitely a leech bed.
Yep.
I went swimming this past summer. We went swimming somewhere, and there was a bunch of leaves in the water, and it was grassy and stuff. I was like, guys, I don't want to swim here. Like, there's gonna be leeches here. And sure enough, we get out of the water, and our feet are covered like in baby leeches. So they're small enough that they weren't really attached they weren't really attached and sucking our blood, but they were still stuck on our feet. I hated it. I hated scraping all of them off. I just took like an old credit card and just scraped them off and then threw it away. Like, it wasn't a credit card, it was like a gift card or something. And just scraped them and threw it away. I was like, ugh, I hated it.
That's not okay. Can't.
So I told my best friend who I was like, you never covered in leeches, and like her brother was like, nah, we'll be good. I'm like, all right, told you guys. I told him, and we went back to our usual swimming. So I said, yeah, we're never swimming there again.
Lol.
So, but yeah, leeches are just small leeches aren't that bad to deal with. It's like the really big ones.
Yeah, it's just ugh.
All right, I think we have time for like one or two more questions. I think it's my turn.
Yep.
Do I have one? I don't think, because a lot of these are just funny. So like a really funny one that a friend was joking around playing with. Panda Flips, aka Snail, asks, why Poca so short? Because I'm short, and he makes fun of me for that. So no, I don't know why I'm short, okay? Blame genetics.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah, a lot of these are just like goofy questions that my friends ask. Alright. You got any good questions?
Let's see.
Guys, if you have any questions you want to fit into the stream, ask in the chat right now.
Yep. Any questions you guys got, make sure you do it right now, because we're about to close out soon. Oh yeah, this is a funny one. It says, this is from Korean Grandma Dinos, my Mama Dinos from my Discord. She says, if we meet, want to have a dance battle. It is on. Alright? About to throw down these dance moves. It's about to go down. Yeah. I don't know. Yep. So, great question.
I think I don't got any more questions, and I think it's time to do our outro.
Yep.
So, before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who watched my stream tonight. So shout out to Apple Bad Apple, Commander Root, Cryote, Hot Baby Kitty, it's me, Ibuki, Ian Vision, Midget Man, Seahorse, Slow Cool, the Rev R, V and K, and Virgo Pros. Extra shout outs to those who were active in chat. So the Rev R, El War Panda, Dumb Taco, and Angel Chara. Angel Chara asked in the chat, do you know these strangers? And then she said, Lame Cat 01 and RJ Nguyen. I do know RJ Nguyen, and I think you mean Flame Cat. I do know Flame Cat. I want to give a very, very special thanks to my good friend, the Rev R. Follow him on Twitch, the_Rev_R. He has helped me tremendously tonight by actually being my cameraman. So a very special thanks to him and a huge shout out. Go follow him on Twitch and support him just like you support me and CFN.
Yep.
So, any final words?
And I will say, give a shout out to Z the Donger for hosting me. Appreciate it, and being shout out to my mama Dinos. She came on to say hi. Delilah the Space Girl, I'll give her a shout out as well. And Senior Kills, who came in the last minute. Sorry I couldn't say hi, dude, but it's nice to see you. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this stream, this podcast. If you have any ideas on what other podcast topics you want to talk about, comment down below. I know we have a lot for Horror Month, the specifics not Horror Month, but for future ones, make sure you give us some ideas so we can talk about it. So, yeah.
All right, so thank you guys for coming to our stream, and good night.
Good night.